Mistakes that cost rappers millions. Let's get it.
There's a lot of rappers who made mistakes that cost them millions. Starting with Lil Uzi, he lost over $1 million all because of a chain. Uzi's diamond cross has huge roses, sits on a rose gold chain, and is something he always wore, especially at shows. Until one night, he jumped into a crowd.
I dropped my motherfucking chain.
Yo, get back in chain!
Nah, it's cool. Lost the chain, but I ain't tripping. It's just material. You know that.
Alright, now Uzi might have acted like it was no big deal, but that chain was worth $1 million, which is less expensive than what another rapper lost.
Told security check everybody in the fucking.
Playing video games? Well, the game was ironically the best rapper at NBA 2K.
Oh, there you go. Let's go.
But not only was he good as hell, he was trying to make history by becoming the first player in the world to get legend, aka the top rep in the game. So knowing that could take weeks or even months to accomplish, he needed to know life playing, which eventually lost him millions.
Biggest bag you didn't cash?
I've turned down like a $6-7 million tour because I was trying to hit legend on 2K.
Instead of touring, potentially grossing $7 million, you was on the My Player?
I was on the My Player, like trying to hit legend.
Did you hit it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I was first that year too.
Hold up, you really chose 2K over $7 million? That's definitely a mistake in my eyes. But what Travis Scott did to lose millions involved his shoes and fans losing their lives. People were seen screaming for help at Travis's Astroworld concert.
That's okay with you real quick.
Unfortunately, a lack of security not only allowed fans without tickets to stampede through the gates, and fill the concert with more people than it could hold. There being no room caused people to get stepped on and pass out from a lack of oxygen, which eventually had an ambulance literally driving through the crowd. People were screaming to stop the show. But Travis didn't hear nor care, so the show obviously went on until things became a worldwide controversy. The situation took over social media, went all over the news, and became one of the biggest stories in the world, so Travis was forced to apologize.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. My fans really mean the world to me.
But even after saying all of that, the damage was already done. With Travis being partnered with Nike up to that point, the Air Max Cactus Jacks were something sneakerheads had hype for since they had the classic Air Max look with gold, brown, and red. But the shoes hype completely died because of the controversies, so not only did people care less about them, Nike postponed the shoe release for so long that when the shoes eventually dropped, there were significantly lower sales than the $10 million in revenue that was originally expected. So the entire situation didn't just cost 10 people their lives earlier, it cost Travis millions. R.I.P. But alright, what happened to Drake and Lil Baby had him lose even more? Gambling. First, Drake lost millions of dollars after ruining some of the biggest sporting events in the world.
I don't give a damn about no damn Drake night.
It seemed like every team, player, or sport Drake rooted for ended up getting cursed. Whenever Drake placed bets, people realized that whatever he put money on was almost guaranteed to lose. Drake posted, "First F1 bet, let's see how this goes," just for the driver's engine to fail, causing him to lose the race and lose Drake 230 grand. Then Drake placed bets on the Oilers in hockey and Mavericks in the NBA, who to both win championships. But both lost and cost Drake $500,000 each. Alright, now when Drake bet on Argentina to win the
World Cup!
You'd think since they won on a penalty shootout, Drake would have been celebrating as much as they were. Until people realized that he bet on them to win in regular time. Since regular time technically ended, even though Argentina won, Drake still lost his $1 million bet. My god, man. But betting on fights were the mistakes that cost Drake the most. He not only placed a bet on UFC fighter Adesanya.
You know, I just want to wish you good luck. You know, I love you, brother. You're different. You're a different guy, bro.
Adesanya even commented, "What fucking curse? If you know, you know." Then easily got choked out during the fight to lose. Now, Jake Paul even clowned Drake before another fight.
Drake, please bet on Mike for this fight.
And once Drake heard that, then bet against Jake. Of course, Jake made Mike Tyson look dumb, beat him, and made Drake lose again. Drake should have learned about the Pauls, man. Last time he placed a dumb bet for Jake's brother Logan to win a fight by knockout, Logan won by disqualification. So Drake didn't just lose over $1 million on fights alone. His betting mistakes cost him a combined $2.8 million. which is nowhere near Lil Baby's gambling habits that lost him so many more millions. It got him banned from casinos. Baby was addicted to gambling until one experience changed everything.
What's the most you ever lost gambling at once?
$8 million. Like one day, probably 40 hours. I made myself stop gambling. Like I had Mike Rubin write a letter to every casino and ban me from the casino. And because I just do shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't gamble no more.
Alright, now, I don't know how he went that down bad. Regardless, losing 8 to 9 million, plus Drake's losses from earlier, means those guys combined lost over $11 million just gambling, which is 11 million times more expensive than, subscribing to the channel. Hint, hint, it's free. Subscribe, please. But anyways, when it comes to rappers' cars, some of the craziest they own led to mistakes that cost them even more millions. First was Tyga.
Tyga? This nigga sitting right here talk about Tyga.
You gotta put some respect on Tyga's name, man. He's been around some of the craziest cars in the game. Ferraris, Rolls Royces, Tyga-colored Lambos, Bugattis, even cars that are solid gold. With whips like those and more, you just Lambos, Bugattis, even cars that are solid gold. With whips like those and more, you'd assume he could pay for them. But not only does Tyga just refuse to make payments on his cars time and time again, Tyga not only customized this Aventador in shiny rose gold with black rims, then bought a blacked out Bentley he was seen driving and rapping in front of during a video. For not making the payments on both those cars, Tyga wasn't just being sued. His amounts owed were a mistake that racked up so much interest, Tyga was eventually ordered to pay $1.3 million. Then not long after, an even more expensive Maybach is something Tyga upgraded to. But this car eventually broke down, and Tyga forgot about making any more payments on it before it ended up getting repoed and losing him his $2 million possession. Man's lost over $3 million just on cars, which ain't as bad as Birdman losing even more on one of the rarest cars in the world. This thing isn't just long and black.
Shut the fuck up.
It has rims that look like ninja stars, one of the craziest interiors I've ever seen, and was only one of the few Maybachs like this ever made. Birdman said, "They got this new Maybach that I want that costs $8 million, I gotta have it." And headlines instantly dropped when Birdman got one, but that's all he did it for. Reports came out that he didn't make a single payment on the car, so his mistake had the dealership coming after him for what the car cost, $8 million. And they must have just taken the car back, because he's been around a lot of cars since, and the Maybach is definitely not one of them. But an even more expensive car that another rapper owned lost him over $20 million.
First time seeing that.
No. I'm not talking about his futuristic car that lights up like my damn PC, man. I'm talking about this.
And call it F1 McLaren, the steering wheel is in the middle. The bird style, you see what I'm saying? You see the way the doors go like this?
And Wyclef's old McLaren F1 isn't just rare or one of the fastest cars on the road. Nowadays, they're worth $25 million, which is definitely crazy because this dumbass made a mistake by selling it. Wow, dude's mistake really cost him over $24 million? Well, that's still not as expensive as what Playboy Cardi lost after scamming a streamer.
He came on for 5 minutes, grabbed a bag of money, and left.
Literally everybody knows Cardi showed up on Aiden Ross's stream, acted like a weirdo, and eventually grabbed a duffel bag of cash he was supposed to be paid, then fled the scene. Just for showing up, and also secured a Ferrari and a private jet, but none of those things were even close to the most valuable things he could have gotten.
And also, Cardi was promised a $20-30 million, multi-million dollar kick deal.
Oh my god, man. Cardi really could have gotten his own streaming deal worth $30 million, but he just decided to scam Aiden for how much?
And the money on stream we handed him was like $200,000. We got all that, we were smart. The other money was, somewhere else.
Over a $29 million loss is crazy, but I could see a little white boy getting scammed. Now, Rick Ross's mistakes involved something worth $36 million. The boss's private jet had his name and logos all over, Louis Vuitton blankets over the chairs. It was something he took everywhere. You could tell this $36 million jet was one of his most prized possessions, until one day when it went up in the sky and needed to make a crash landing.
So, thank you everybody for all the prayers, but I'm gonna tell you, we on the jet and I'm seeing the fighter jet. I see his nose, it's like Tom Cruise. I see his cheeks and nose going back from the G-force. I'm like, damn. And then, hey man, it happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't say what happened, but it happened.
Ross didn't want to admit it on camera, so he just tweeted that his jet crashed because Drake's fighter jet shot him down? Now, I don't know what dude's been sipping on, but that obviously sounded ridiculous, especially after the FAA said the only thing that happened was the jet's wheel got stuck in the grass after landing. Its landing gear required maintenance fees up to $1 million, and Ross hasn't flown his $36 million jet since. But I never, ever thought 3 rappers' houses would lose them more. And first was 50 Cent that has its own helipad.
This is it, man. So you got a chance to see some of my toys, you got a chance to see the crib, but we finished.
When I saw the thing landing, all I could think was,
What the hell?
because that's only the beginning of 50 Cent's mansion that not only has a court to hoop, an ATV track he's always zooming on, and
The actual waterfall on top, the grotto pit. You see the Playboy Mansion. It's the East Coast version, baby.
it's also got a full-size nightclub and was a place 50 stayed for over a decade. Until he eventually admitted that buying it was an expensive mistake.
What was the most, like, when you wasted money? Like, is there one thing that you say, man, that was my tuition into the school of experience, man, I fucked that money off?
Yeah, the Tyson crib was like that.
Oh, my God.
That was definitely, look.
Oh, man, he bought Mike Tyson's crib. How many rooms was that house,
It
Fifth?
was 18 bedrooms.
Massive. How much did you pick that house up for?
I paid 4.1.
And how much did you sell it for years later?
I sold it for 3 million.
Yes.
Now, selling it for over $1 million less than he paid was definitely a mistake, but that's 35 times cheaper than the mistake of a house Kanye got. He bought this mansion in Malibu that has 4 rooms, is made of over 1,000 tons of concrete, and sits right on the ocean. But this $57 million masterpiece that his former baddie was seen in eventually turned into a disaster when Kanye destroyed the entire thing. Man simply wanted to remodel it, but never finished, which had the place trashed and looking like a rundown World War II bomb shelter.
Shut the fuck up, I will fucking laser you.
Sorry bro, I'm just being honest. Anyways, this project was a mistake, eventually became too much to handle, and Kanye eventually ended up selling the mansion for $21 million, or in other words, a $36 million loss. But just when you thought that was a lot, T-Pain's houses costing even more made him go completely broke.
When you say you was broke, you had like $0 broke?
I had to borrow money to get my kids Burger King.
Wow.
Yeah.
After having, what's the most you ever had in the bank at one time?
$40 million.
$40 million to zero?
It was a lot of bad investments. A lot of things.
What
that
did you
just
invest in
went-
that didn't work for $40 million?
Real estate. I was letting my manager do it, and he was way more optimistic. Like, he would just buy complete dumps and think that we can just paint, and then we should be
He didn't
fine.
know what he was doing.
Never sold anything that we bought.
Even now, like none of those areas y'all bought in became
we had to let
gentrified?
him go. We had to let him go. Nah, I mean, then it's just like, crack house for
It
sure.
never worked out.
Still
Never
a crack
worked out.
house to this
Still
day.
a crack house right now.
Bro, that's my worst nightmare. $40 million to zero, my God.
Yeah, but you get back up and you learn, man.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
He did.
Up to 40?
Wow, T-Pain letting his manager spend his money on houses cost him all the $40 million he had. So on all rappers' house situations, it really lost him a combined $77 million. Man, with money like that, they could have bought some crazy cars. Like the car that's faster than a gunshot, a car that cost the rapper $35 million, or even Drake's minor mobile in this video. And that's only the beginning of the craziest cars rappers own, so are you really just gonna look at this right here, man? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're looking at it and you're not clicking it? I'm going over there, I don't know what you're doing, man.